Alrighty, family, we're going to go ahead and dive straight into today's session. We're going to be breaking down everything regarding LLCs, starting a business, really being able to go ahead and debunk all of those myths, take away all of those fears, and go over everything at a high level, how to get your business started, what is the paperwork, how to get an EIN number, and what is the steps that you all may need. Now, whether you're somebody that already has a business, this is a great refresher and understanding on how to break it down. If you're somebody that has no idea what the heck a LLC, C Corp, anything that I'm talking about, this is definitely the place for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared. All right, we got the good prezo ready to go, locked and loaded. All right, and today, again, we're going to be talking everything LLC. All right, family, my name is Nigel Hammett. I want to welcome you guys to the video today. Whether you're watching the recording, whether you're watching this on YouTube, it means a lot that you guys are supporting, and I'm really excited to break down this information. So again, we're going to be talking about LLCs. All right, now on the agenda today, we're going to be breaking down an intro. All right, types of LLCs. All right, we're going to be breaking a basic setup. We're going to go through some tax benefits. All right, and at the end, we'll have some Q&As and some different walkthroughs depending on the questions. All right. So the first thing that we have to go ahead and address, family, is what the heck is an LLC? You see this all the time on Twitter, Instagram, some at the barbershop trying to be smart, somebody that sounds like they own 50 million businesses. All right. All that it is, guys, it's a limited liability company. All right. In street terms, it's a business that's registered, not in your name. All right. And I want to break something down really quickly. So LLCs are a complete separate entity. So you see, this is me right here. This is Nigel Hammett. I have a social, I'm a person, I'm registered to the US government. Where you have a LLC, that is a business, all right, that's going to be registered with the IRS. So a lot of times when you see celebrities, I'll use Donald Trump, for example. If you look up Donald Trump bankrupt, all right, he's went bankrupt many times throughout the span of his financial career. Now, Donald Trump, the person, all right, didn't lose all their money, but maybe the businesses fell under. Maybe one of the operations he was doing fell under. One of the partnerships fell under. Usually those are operated as a C Corp, all right, AKA LLC. All right, there's a lot of fancy jargons. We're going to keep it basic. And again, guys, if you have any questions at all, feel free to jump in. All right. And just like a corporation, LLCs are their own separate entity. They have a bank account and an employer identification number. All right. Can everybody just drop EIN in the chat for me real quick? This is going to be one of the most important things that I want you all to focus on today. Just EIN, EIN, EIN. All right. And again, family, that stands for an employer identification number. Just like you have a social security number, right? You're a real person, you have a social security number. Every business, every entity has an employer identification number. This is the main thing that I want us to pay attention to as we highlight throughout this prezo. All right. Now, this is a fun fact. I actually did my own math. This number may be slightly adjusted depending on when we're watching this, family, but only 18% of people own an LLC in the United States of America. All right. So if I was to gather up 100 random people on the street, approximately only 18 would have a LLC. And here's the misconception. A lot of people don't register a business because they're not a full-time entrepreneur. False. A lot of people don't register a business because they work a job. Also false. All right. The reason why you want to go ahead and register, and it's not even just about LLCs, family. There's a lot of different things that you can do. For my finance gurus on the call, you got S corps, you got C corps, you got deeds, LLC, trust funds. At the end of the day, we're just talking about an advanced level of setup outside of your social security. All right. And here's some more examples that we talked about. You got a sole proprietorship. It's usually one owner. You have a partnership, multiple owners. All right. You have an LLC, multiple owners, and it breaks down the liability. As an LLC, family, you take no personal liability. So for example, if I'm operating a business and I get sued, let's say somebody's, very, very rare, most people don't get sued in their lifetime, but it can happen. So if my business was to get sued, that has nothing to do with Nigel Hammett, the individual. All right. That's going strictly after my business. Now, if you didn't have an LLC and you got sued, they have the potential, to freeze your checks, child support, alimony. All right. All of those things are realistic things. If something happens to you personally, if you're not protected through a business. All right. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. You got those S corps with a major companies, anywhere from 1 to 100 individuals. You don't have any personal liability. This is a great way to go ahead and separate yourself. All right. And I talked about it before. The reason why we want to have an LLC or any one of these things set up is not because we're a full-time entrepreneur. It's because they limit our personal liability and they provide tax benefits. And I'm not going to go into this in this presentation because it's a topic for another day. They give you access to business credit. You can't get business credit if you don't have a business. All right. And a business, family, could be a real estate property. A business could be a hobby. A business can be a personal brand. A business can be an idea. A business can be a website. A business can be a thought. By the book, those are all businesses. As long as you have a standard operating agreement, all right? Think about college, you have a syllabus. As long as you have a standard operating agreement, family, you can go ahead and open up a business literally tomorrow morning and knock it out. All right. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is how easy it is to go from LLC to EIN. We talked about it again, family, employer identification number. All right. If you're a personal friend of mine, you hang around me enough, I'm always going to encourage my homies, yo, go ahead and set up that business. I'm not saying you have to have, a full blown website and, $100,000 coming in and all this fancy paperwork. No, I'm just saying, go ahead and start it, because when it's time to go ahead and get that business credit, they're going to look at how long the business has been open. All right. EIN stands for employer identification number. All right. So the first step with an LLC, family, number one, you're going to have to choose a state and a name. All right. Real quickly, what states are you guys checking in from? All right. I have an LLC registered in Florida and I have an LLC registered in Maryland. All right. What states are you guys checking in from? All right. I have 2 right now, family, 1 in Maryland. I actually have 3. I have 1 in Maryland and 2 open in Florida. All right. So every LLC has to have a state home. Now, I'm not going to go into it in this video, but there are benefits in choosing states that have friendlier tax benefits. All right. Off the top of my head, I know Nevada, I know Wyoming, and I know Delaware are really great with tax benefits. And how you get around not living there, you can open up a virtual address. All right, a virtual address. Just Google virtual address. You can set up a virtual mailbox for literally less than $5 to $10 a month. All right. Yes, different states have different costs. Okay. The next step is you're going to have to go through an agent. All right. This is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you guys a secret. I don't want to use the word scam, but anybody can set up their own LLC. All right. Now, I'm not, it depends on the level of sophistication. Obviously, if you're bringing in a lot of money, probably it's best to go with a professional. But if you're basic, just selling t-shirts, selling shoes, or just looking to start a business, me personally, I wouldn't be paying anybody to open an LLC. That's like paying somebody to YouTube something or paying somebody to Google something. All right. And again, I'm speaking from an amateur level. Of course, you want to work with professionals, the more money is involved. But all it takes is a simple Google search on your state's website. You would simply search Maryland LLC, Georgia LLC, New Jersey LLC. All right. And you're going to file your articles of organization. That usually costs anywhere from like $75 to $200 at the max. Okay. And you're going to have that operating agreement and then grab the EIN, which I'll explain in a second. We got a question. Can we register our LLC in one state and operate out of another state? Absolutely. As long as you have an address and that home state, somewhere that you can receive mail. I mean, obviously, we are a global company. We do business everywhere. All right. So again, you have to register a name in a state. You have to go through a platform. You have to pay for your articles of organization. I remember, guys, I opened up my first business when I was 20 years old in college. I had no idea what I was doing. I had extra. I used to just read books. I was reading books, and I heard people talk about it on YouTube. So I just did it, and to this day, it's a huge benefit. That business that I opened, Nigel's Canvas LLC. It's not even a money producing thing, but it has 5 years of experience, 5 years that I can go take to a bank and go get business credit. All right. So if you don't take away anything from this video, is go ahead and grab that LLC so you can have that years of experience. All right. It's just like a job. They're going to ask for years of experience before they give you six-figure salary. They're going to ask for years of experience before they give you 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, $100,000 credit line. All right. Now, the next step, family, opening up an EIN number. All right. Once you figure out the name, you make sure it's not taken. Once you go ahead and pay for your articles of organization, all right, then you're going to go ahead and prepare the operating agreement. All right. To get this EIN number, family, you're going to go to the irs.gov. All right. irs.gov. You can do it any weekday. And guess what, guys? It's free. All right. It's free to get an EIN number as long as you have a registered business. Right. You can call in or go on the website anytime during the week. And once you get that EIN number, the LLC is formed. All right. Go ahead and drop it easy in the chat really quick. All right. Drop it easy if y'all feel like that's easy. You literally search Google LLC. You pick a name. You pay for the files. You put together an operating agreement. You go get an EIN the next day. It's easy. All right, we got a question. Does years of experience with little cash flow make a difference? No. And you could have a business that's not making a lot of money, but it's been open for 10 years. As long as you can show something, banks will give you money. You can also buy a shelf corporation. If you don't feel like waiting that long, you could purchase a business or rights to a business. It's called a shelf. But again, we want to start really, really basic. All right, where can you get an LLC, like a website? Any recommendations? Yes, I'm going to show you guys in a second. But every state, I always go through the state. Every state has their own website. Or I always just literally Google Maryland LLC. All right, and I go to the state website. Okay. Now let's go to the benefits. What are the benefits? What is the purpose of doing this? All right, LLC gives you credibility. I mean, it's a flex on the business tip. All right, it protects all liability. All right, your personal liability. It gives you different tax options. You have the ability to do tax write-offs. All right, it's inexpensive to form. Like I said, a couple $100. All right, literally could get you a $10,000 credit line in 2 to 3 months, easy. All right, less paperwork. It's not difficult. Management flexibility. All right, and what I will share again, family, when I talk about business credit, that's unrelated to your personal credit. All right, you can max a business credit card. All right, and it has nothing to do with your personal score. This is how people open up businesses. This is how people get big boy real estate. This is how people go ahead and make major moves. It's not about them making $100,000 a year. It's the fact that they have an extra $50,000 in business credit that they have access to. All right. Now, this is super small. We're probably going to have to zoom in to see this. Let's talk about some of the tax exemptions that we can use if you have a business. All right. And a real estate property actually counts as a business as well. It's a piece of asset that the government will value as an LLC. But if you own a piece of property, family, or you have an LLC or some type of business set up, you're able to write off advertisement and promotions. You're able to write off business meals. You're able to write off insurance. You're able to add off bank fees. You're able to write off the use of your car, gas. All right. Some people purchase a car under the LLC. All right. You're able to write off depreciation. You're able to write off education. You're able to write off legal fees, interest, your telephone. You can even write off your rent. All right. If your business is a home operating business, you can write off the office space. All right. So if my office space is 1/3 of my house, I can prove that, you can write that off. Or I believe it's up to 33%. Depends on your, the state to state. All right. So these are all these different options. All right. All the money that we're leaving on the table from simply not having a business. Now, I want that to sink in. Okay. Now let's talk about the car. This is the main question. How much is it? All right. Come on now. That's crazy. I didn't know Massachusetts is wild and charging $500. Wow. That's crazy. All right. On average, family, we're seeing anywhere from the cheapest being $40, right, to the most expensive being 500. I don't think we got anybody in Massachusetts. All right, this is all that it costs to open an LLC. You can do this tomorrow, or you can do it tonight and get the EIN number tomorrow. Stop playing. All right, Maryland's $100, Georgia $100. Of course, we got Jersey $125 in the house. That's all that it costs. But I'm glad, and I want to take this moment really quickly. Just understand what we're doing right now, guys. We got people that look like me and you going over stuff that they don't teach in school, going over stuff they don't want you to know. They want you to keep working, keep paying all your tax money to Uncle Sam. But this is how the rich get richer. They have businesses, they separate from their personal, they get business credit, and they rinse and repeat and run it up. All right, this is the real digital traffic. Again, all right, get your numbers. And once you get that EIN number, you have the ability, family, to open up a business bank account. All right. You can't write off a business expense if it didn't come from the business bank account. All right. Business bank account, family. I recommend you go to the bank that you already use. Like for me, I have Bank of America. All I did was I walked in there with my printed out paper, my EIN number. I said, hey, how you doing? I would like to open up a business. They said, amazing. We're going to escort you to the business section in the back. Y'all, we can't keep going to the bank in the regular pedestrian section. Nah, we need to go to the back and talk with the business associates. You will get treated with a little bit more respect. You become a business client. All right. Most Bank of America cards are red. When you become a business client, you get the blue one. All right. So credit unions are really, really great to have a business credit. All right. If you're already a member of a credit union, they are a great place to open up a business. Why? Because they give out a lot of money for business credit. Navy Federal in specific gives out a lot of money for business credit. So you can open up multiple businesses, but you can only have that account traditionally with one bank account. All right. Everybody drop easy again if this is making sense. Drop easy again if this is making sense. All right. If it's making sense, if it's making sense. All right. Again, family, I want to congratulate you all for learning this information. This is so easy and simple, but it takes the right person or the right scenario, the right environment to truly break it down, make it make sense, to hopefully go ahead and spark some action. All right. And we're not even getting advanced. We're not talking rocket science. We're talking about grabbing $100, going on your state's website. You know, like me, I didn't even have a business name back. I just did Nigel's Canvas. And that's what I've been rocking with since. You can literally do your name, keep it pushing, personal brand. All right, it's easy. All right, now literally my charge for you, family, I'm gonna show you all walk through in a second, but go form your LLC today. If you have one, then expand your business credit. If you're already somebody in this call like, yo, Naj is cool, but I already got that. All right, great. Go ahead and check out more business credit options to get more funding to your name, especially if it's been open, you know, for some time or you've been able to have some cash flow. All right, and I want to show you guys how easy it is. I'm not going to show, you know, everything, but let's do the state of Maryland again. We're just going to do Maryland LLC, right? This is all it takes, family. Maryland LLC registration. You can do it on LegalZoom. You can do it on Zen Business, but I always go to the state website, register your business online. All right. So at the bare minimum level, and this is just Maryland, it can at least make an account tonight. That takes literally 2 seconds. Make an account tonight on your state's website. All right. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. If I lived in Georgia, I've never, you know, done one in Georgia, but let's show you guys how easy it is. Boom. Register in the LLC with Georgia State Secretary. Great. All right. I scroll down, gather what I need. All right. Register online. Like, come on, y'all. Like, this is it. Like, let's make it make sense. We can do it. Okay. Let's search the name. Okay. I don't know. Let's say if Patty Cakes 123 is taken in Georgia, it's to search the business. Okay. So great. Looks like we're in the clear. I don't see anything taken. All right. So you guys see what's going on, how to search the business, go ahead and file, registering the annual registration. One thing to note, there are fees for LLCs. You have to pay a couple $100 a year. All right. But that's nothing to me in terms of the tax benefits and access to business credit in the future. All right. Navy Federal. Yeah, if you got access to Navy Federal, that's a, we call that in the streets, that's a lick. That's a legal lick. If you're a member of Navy Federal, you need to open up a business account. Yesterday, that's an easy 5 figures with your name on it. All right. They approve it literally within 30 days. All right. The credit unions is easy cash on the business credit, or the traditional banks, going to require a little bit more. All right, guys. I hope you all learned something new. Go get that LLC today. All right. And let's go ahead and make it happen on the business credit tip. Let's go.